Bad Apple Wars is one of those visual novels that we were not completely sure about what the story was going to be when starting it up for the first time. Between the different art styles from the majority of other visual novels that come to PlayStation Vita, we again were excited to get our hands on the game and begin learning about what exactly Bad Apple Wars was all about.
This poison is taking me over and over. It's time to...
In the beginning of the story, we learn who your character is and that she is just your typical high school student and is not either good or bad at anything and has no personal hobbies. At first, we were a bit upset that they were leaving us with a character who had no special talents or wasn't good at anything, since most visual novels give you main characters like that, so we were eager to see how they were going to make the heroine grow throughout the game. To briefly give you an example of the story, after a horrible accident you find yourself in an unknown territory and learn what has become of you. Throughout your tour of where you would be spending your life now, you are then given a choice of if you either want to be a good apple or a bad apple. This decision is very important to which love choices you will have. Depending on which one you go with, it will limit who you are able to pick. Thankfully, while choosing you are told who is on which side, so that was a nice helpful tip. Now, what exactly are the differences between the good and bad apples? Well, it is pretty much choosing between despair or hope, giving up yourself, your memories, and don't break any rules to be revived, or stay true and fight for yourself, break the rules, and do what you think is right. This definitely is a different and darker term than what we are used to when it comes to love visual novels, so it was nice having that different take. Another part that was different than many other novels was that instead of picking the right answer to respond to your love interest, you would instead touch them and it would unlock their memories. And when we say touch, we mean that there were times when we had to keep touching the screen to unlock their memories because it is very touch sensitive and you need to press at the correct spots or a blue lightning bolt would show which had a negative impact. Even though it would have a negative impact just because you got the blue lightning a few times, the game is very forgiving and you would still be able to unlock their memories in the end. It was a nice change that they added to the game, but because of the fact you didn't directly choose answers to gain your love's interest, it took a while to finally get close to them. It was hard to really feel like you were making progress until the 6th chapter, when it would branch off and really dive deeper into the stories. With that being said, the game has a slow start even though there is a lot going on. During that time, you also start to feel closer to everyone else that are your friends other than your actual love interest. Although it was nice to be able to get close to others instead of the one you wanted to date, as a visual novel it would have been nice to have more romance time in the game instead of rushing it all in the last few chapters. We do want to applaud the writers, for this is one of the very few that actually made us shed a few tears at times. They did a fantastic job making the stories you unlock relatable and even feel genuinely bad for the man you are interested in, or even learning that what you thought would happen wasn't what was going to actually take place. Although Bad Apple Wars may have a slow beginning, it is worth pushing through to allow yourself to learn about these amazing backgrounds and build great friendships and romances in one visual novel. The voice acting is great and the soundtrack has some very beautiful music. We have already recommended this game to people we know who are also visual novel fans, and we know if you played it, you would not be disappointed. So the question remains, which side will you choose?